we go. All right. I will also be trying to do hand cams, so here we go. Let me that. Still getting used to this here. All right. So it looks like I'm going to update the names while we're talking through here, but it looks like we've got Male at the bottom of your screen. Got two Silexes. We're going to have two Silexes, a Defile, Tazbu, Nahid's Choice, Shadow Etchings, Crack the Earth, and Ascendant Agent. So pretty decent starting hand, although it looks like they're going to need a little bit of power to get where they want to get here.
And so we're watching Male this round, right?
Yes, we are watching Male this round. Yep.
Okay. I'm seeing if I can get them to...
Yep. Quick start by WitchyDiana, getting out that Initiative of the Sands right off the bat, followed by the Sarasaur. You always like to ramp out your 3-drop on turn 2. That's exactly what that deck's trying to do. So pretty quick start by Diana here.
And Maul does tend to be pretty good into these mid-range decks that are playing one card at a time, like, old FJS, I think struggled against Maul. And so you might see a similar play pattern here where the Illusion deck is just a lot more efficient than Xenon.
All right, going to go ahead and play out the Cultist and going to just try to trade with the Initiate here. Take 4.
VAR is really good if it sticks.
Absolutely. Yeah, being able to... Male had a pretty good starting hand, was missing a little short on power, but they've drawn their power and they've drawn even more top end here. VAR is going to be great if it sticks. Having a nice stray into Shadow if they need to clean up, and then having the Ikaria there too to clean up at the end. Pretty good hand here. I like the start by WitchyDiana, but I think Male's hand is set up really well right here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a race against the clock to get to the Maul. I'm going to guess that this Vara doesn't stick. And then, so it's about how quickly can WitchyDiana find the Maul and how many cards they can catch Male in hand with. But some cool choices from card selection.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Male down to 15 here. Facing down the Lunar Mage and the Unraveling Fanatic.
Do you risk the card? Do you go for like the greedy thing, kill the cultist this turn to protect your life total more?
I was just thinking the same. 15, it really depends, like you said, if you have them all there. They're going to go ahead and use the Defile there.
I think I would have fired off my etchings too. I just try to dump my hand against Maul myself. Because we're in lethal range now, and Diana's only one power off from that Maul.
So Tidal Forces.
That's some really interesting tech here. Repeatable damage, even through it plays around their Stray into Shadows really nicely.
All right, Male going to go ahead and banish that Relic right off the bat. And then they've still got,
I like that.
Still got 2 power left over here. And they're just going to go for a treasure trove.
Yeah, I think personally I would have fired. Oh, it's not a send an agent. I would have been wrong. But send an agent would have been really nice there to play 2 spells and have 1 less card in hand.
Yep. Like you said though, Male getting a little low. They're already at 10. Now they have a lot of action in hand, but are they going to be able to survive much more damage in a Maul here? No Maul in hand. It looks like you've got a Sarasaur and 2 Dazzles in hand for Diana. Well, we're going to see the first one there. I've got another Dazzle to follow that up.
Dazzle's such a great option for Maul.
And Male's just going to toss it in right
pack
there.
It in.
Yep. And with that second one in there, we knew that was coming soon. All right, so WitchyDiana is going to take game number 1 there. Just a quick reminder, these are best of 3, so we're going to see 2 more games in this match. Oops.
It looks tough for Xenon here.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Though it looks like we're on a little bit of a reanimator package. I don't know if this is pure reanimator, but catcher would be really helpful in this matchup.
All right, and they're getting right down to game 2 here. Pull up the hand cam here. I'm going to see if we can get the hand cam going as well. All
But I
right.
think based on Male's opening hand, this is probably just more Xenon mid range, right? With Vara as late game.
That's what it looks like to me. All right, so we're looking at a hand here. We've got 4 power in hand, plus Vara, a Shadow Etchings, and a Defile. And then they're going to toss that back. And then on Diana's side, we've got Initiate, 3 power, Transpose, Maul, and Permafrost. Not as much action as last hand. I wonder if Diana's going to keep that.
This hand from Male looks really good. It has a lot of the components that I would want if I were playing against Maul. The only thing that it's missing is a couple of pieces of pressure. But there's a good chance that through the Nightfall that you'll be able to pick that up. So I think redrawing to a really efficient hand is a good strategy against Maul here.
All right, so for Male, we throw that back, and it looks like now we've got a Banish, a Defile, 2 Shadow Etchings, and a Tazbu on top. So pretty reactive hand, but if they're able to survive the early turns and land that Tazbu, they'll be in pretty good shape there. Fire off the Etchings right away.
Yeah, it's such a tightrope to walk between being as efficient as possible with the way that you play and sequence your hand, versus preserving your life total sometimes, and sometimes the two go hand in hand. Is this the curse right away?
Yep, looks like it. So read Tidal Forces here. It says at the start of your turn, if the cursed player has 2 or more cards in their hand, play a 4/4 Living Wave with charge. And again, we're going to see the same play as last time. Male's going to go ahead and blow that up.
This is playing out the way that I would want to if I were the Xenon player. A slower start from Elysian. You have good removal for the big threats. I assume this is Banish? Nope.
Go ahead and dazzle that. Looks like Diana in hand has got a Maul, a Permafrost, and they actually Diana switched out the Permafrost for a Primal Sigil there.
Well, I guess you got to get ready for that Maul.
So now their hand is just the Maul and the Primal Sigil.
Yeah, I like firing this off on Diana's turn.
And grab Xenon Temple there.
Any thought to taking that damage from taking the 1 and then getting your 2 life back with Cultist?
Potentially.
And Arco Soul? I guess that wouldn't have been an efficient turn. This is better.
Yeah, and then there's the Maul, hits you down to 6. You're going to go for the Xenon Augury there. They're going to gain 3 health back, which is nice. That'll give them a slight buffer there to survive this. And now Diana has nothing in hand. If Male
Bar is a really great draw.
Yeah. That lifesteal will help. And Males looks set up to take over this game. Just a power for Diana, and I think Male's gonna be able to take this one as long as they can gain some health back and stick it. They're in good shape here.
It was close. We were like 1 Nightfall card away from Diana getting that game with the Maul.
Yeah, absolutely. The damage plus the
I think
card.
that Diana's played well, though. I think they got maximum value out of the Maul that they were going to have, because there's no way that Male keeps cards in hand in this matchup.
Yeah,
as best as they can.
Yeah, try and dump the hand as much as they possibly can. And this is going to be
so this should be something like equivocate if possible. That would be Diana's best play, probably.
Diana did draw another maul, but that's not going to be enough right now.
Yeah, Maul plays really well from ahead. It does not play so well from behind.
Absolutely. And now that Male's been able to basically dump their hand, gain 6 health back with Vara, that's going to put the Maul essentially out of reach here. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so Male is going to take game 2. So we're going to get to go to an exciting game 3 here. Each player, we tied at 1. All right, so now unfortunately we don't have a modified play draw. It's just going to be whatever. We don't have the fancy tournament software that Direwolf does. So we're just going to go with however the system sets it out. So we won't know who is going to go first here in this next game, in this final game. But we do have Diana and Male tied at 1. So whoever wins this, it is a 4-round Swiss tournament. So even if you drop the first round, you're not out. You still have 3 ones can definitely still make it to the top 4. But obviously you want to start out the tournament on a high note here and try to make sure that you get that first win. Goes a long way. All right, and they are ready for game 3. All right, so Male's got looks like 2 power, an Etchings, a Crack the Earth, a Tazbu, a Petition, and a Choice here. Not a terrible starting hand. Probably want a little bit more early action, but they've got the power they need.
I think I'd personally send this one back, and they're thinking about it. It doesn't have a lot of the pieces, the interactive pieces. So those early plays were not, a lot of those cards are cycling for power.
Yeah.
And I would be greedy and try to rely on Maul to draw me into the threats that I need. I would just want to be interacting early.
All right, yep, they're going to throw it back, although what they got back isn't really much better. You've got to send an agent, you've got an Etchings, and then a bunch of power and ways to get power. So Male's got a little bit of a weak hand. Let's see if they can get through here.
Yeah, I think this will be pretty contingent on how effective this. Oh, that doesn't look nice for those Nightfall draws.
Does not look good, and I like Diana's hand. They maybe get the Magus out there, and then they've also got Alban Roa and a Dazzle to protect it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, depending on how much of a hole that Send Agent would have punched in Diana's hand, is going to be a big factor in this match. But it's not looking good for Male.
Yep. Oh,
in the early part of this game.
Off the top, ouch! They think they started their hand with 5 ways to either power or ways to get power, and then have just drawn 3 straight power. So not really what Male wanted to see here.
And most of the time we want to see that Silex, but it's not doing Male any favors here, other than hopefully digging for a Harshal that's not in there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, following up with the Nocturnal Creeper. And of course, they did get the Onslaught on that Alban Roa as well. Although when your hand doesn't contain anything good, doubling the cost of it doesn't really do anything.
It does mean you don't get to I guess you still Male still gets to double Petition, but this is that classic. Male's playing a lot more powerful cards, but they're just gonna get. Is it out tempoed? I'm not fancy on the. That's a big. Maul.
There's the Maul for 18. Diana says, "I could probably kill you on the board, but I'm not going to. We're just gonna go ahead and take that here with the Maul for 18. So congratulations, Diana, taking it 2-1 over Male and winning their first round of the day.